So let's get to turtles. It's kind of like this is, and the other thing about this was when I was like, it's 6 minutes 20 seconds. All right. So the thing was that like when I was researching for the comic, because like usually I just have a dream or a thought, and with the tortoise manga, it's always been a manga. When we had the first artist on it with the manga, and now we've got TC who's over there in Prague right now doing it like a holiday, from his work, and so he's going around with his partner and sending me photos, and like, man, yesterday he was like in snow, and I'm like, it's 25 degrees here, man, Celsius. It's like really hot. I don't know what that's in Fahrenheit, but it's like I'm like drenching and thing, and I gotta like look at the condensation on this. This is just no heat, nothing, just in my room right now. This is out of the fridge drink, but that's how hot it is when it's like that. So anyway, I did a lot of research about turtles and about the endangerment of the green sea turtle, and protection, because like these creatures live for 100 years, right? If they're lucky, maybe more. They can, and there's so many varieties, and for even like in our book, I included that, right? Like these are the little things that you got to think about, and it's not like to bore people, but like just interest. Like I've never really written a comic about certain topics in particular in a way, but it's a manga series, so lots of crazy stuff happens, and but also these are little, these are Western women who go across to help with projects that are being done overseas to help the local people, right, as volunteers, like Habitat for Humanity, right, type thing. But there is like I think we've got a little video on this channel right later in there on our list about that with my artists and stuff like that. Okay, let's get to this. It's me enough waffling. I find that I can waffle a lot, so I'm trying to cut back down on that.
And then a man by the name of Abdul Jafar Haji Ali was sentenced to 16 months in jail for attempting to smuggle 58 endangered Indian star tortoises through Singapore's Changi Airport in August 2024. The tortoises listed under CITES appendix as highly endangered were hidden in a poorly ventilated suitcase, causing unnecessary suffering. One tortoise was found deceased and many others were underweight. Abdul claimed that the bag was packed by a friend and intended for delivery to Indonesia, but he failed to verify its contents. The case highlighted Singapore's strict wildlife protection laws, which aim to prevent the spread of diseases, ecological disruption, and harm of endangered species. Buddy, your friend says carry the suitcase for me, and you're like, okay. Yeah, that's all on you, bro.
Yeah.
And that's basically it for this video. I couldn't come up with too many stories to cover.
So one thing like really pissed me off is smuggling of animals. Like we get that here in New Zealand a lot, right? Our kiwi birds, the eggs, like, dude, it's like it's ours. Like, why are you trying to smuggle out living creatures? I mean, I know we talk a lot about humans here as well, but I mean, like, it's really comes down to like how you treat animals is how we all end up treating. It's kind of like a test, right? There's like, if the way you treat animals and the way you treat children, the way you treat humans, right? So, if you're out there like have no care for living beings, your next stage is harming other living beings, right? So I really find it disgusting, people who smuggle because they do it for profit, right? At the end of that, that's all it is. It's nothing else. Like profit. He's doing all that. Yeah, we'll probably get like 5 to 20,000. Somebody out there is going to get 20,000 for it, and American or whatever, and okay, it's worth it. So, but then look, there's a creature that just died, and that's why I talk about things like ruining children's lives here, because you cut off by abuse and all that. You cut off their brain functioning in a loving you're kind of like suffocating how their life could be without by damaging them as childhood, like in their childhood. So that's something that no, I find pretty offensive, really, as a Kiwi, because I think there's so many creatures that like been stolen out of New Zealand, and we've caught many. But sometimes, people do crazy stuff, man. Like it's just money. They kill people for money, right? So I mean, you know,